99% of CEOs recently surveyed said they expect AI to cause layoffs within 2 years. Not maybe, 99%. And it's already showing up in how people talk about work. Mentions of AI anxiety in employee reviews have jumped over 200% in the past year. Analysts at a major investment bank recently put it bluntly in a note to investors. They said AI anxiety is about to go from a low hum to a loud roar this year. Employee review platforms are already picking up on the shift. Sentiment around AI in workplace reviews flipped from mostly positive to mostly negative in just 12 months. Tonight, we're not talking about the economics of automation. We're talking about what this constant, low-grade dread is doing to your brain, your identity, your life. Because the anxiety itself has become its own problem, even before a single layoff happens. Let's start with the numbers, because they've moved fast. Just 2 years ago, about 28% of workers worldwide feared losing their job to AI. Today, that number sits at 40%. A 12-point jump in 2 years is not a slow trend, it's an accelerating one. In the US specifically, over half of workers say they're worried about AI's impact on their future. And it's not paranoia either. Nearly 7 in 10 employees believe AI will lead to layoffs at their own company within 3 years. Now, people have worried about automation before. This isn't a brand new fear. But there's something genuinely different about this wave. Past automation mostly hit manual, repetitive labor. This one is reaching into white-collar work, writing, analysis, even management, jobs assumed to be safe. That's part of why the anxiety feels so much more personal this time around. It's not just, will a machine replace factory work? It's, will a machine replace the specific thing I built my whole identity around? It helps to zoom out for a second, because humans have actually done this before. The Industrial Revolution, the rise of computers, the Internet, all triggered similar waves of job fear. Most of those waves eventually settled into new kinds of work nobody could have predicted in advance. That history doesn't erase the fear people feel today. But it's worth remembering, uncertainty at this scale isn't entirely new territory for the human workforce. And that identity piece matters more than people usually admit. For a lot of people, especially in a country that asks, "So, what do you do?" as a greeting. Your job isn't just a paycheck. It's wrapped up in your sense of competence, your social status, your daily structure and routine. When that feels threatened, the fear isn't just financial. It reaches somewhere much closer to, who even am I if this goes away? Here's a number that captures the toll this is already taking, even without mass layoffs yet. In 2024, about 2/3 of employees said they were thriving in their role. Just 2 years later, that number has dropped to under half. And it's not only fear of job loss driving that. 2/3 of workers say AI has actually increased expectations for how much they're supposed to produce. Of those workers, nearly 2/3 report real, measurable stress tied directly to that pressure. So the paradox is, AI is supposed to make work easier. For a lot of people right now, it's making it feel harder and scarier at the same time. The pressure isn't evenly distributed either. Senior managers report the sharpest jump, with the vast majority saying AI has raised what's expected of them. And it's not just about performance going forward. A recent report found 6 in 10 companies are already planning to lay off employees who don't adapt to AI. That's not a distant hypothetical for a lot of people. It's a stated plan already on the table. There's a specific pattern researchers have started naming, sometimes called the forever layoff. Not one big, dramatic round of cuts. Small, frequent reductions, spread out, with no clear end in sight. Psychologically, that's actually worse than a single shock. In a lot of ways. A one-time layoff is awful, but it has an end. Chronic, low-level uncertainty keeps your nervous system on alert, month after month, with no resolution. That's the kind of stress that quietly wears people down over time rather than hitting all at once. On top of all that, there's a trust problem making things worse. A majority of employees say their leadership genuinely underestimates the emotional toll AI anxiety is taking. When people don't feel like the people in charge even see the problem, the anxiety compounds. It's not just, "I'm scared." It's, "I'm scared, and nobody above me seems to notice or care." Here's a strange twist that makes this even more exhausting for a lot of people. The same AI systems reshaping jobs are also now screening the applications of people trying to find new ones. Automated resume filters reject huge numbers of applicants before a single human ever sees them. Actively job searching in this climate has become so demoralizing that far fewer people are even trying. Compared to last year, the share of people actively job hunting has fallen by more than half. Not because they're satisfied, but because the search itself has become its own source of burnout. There's actually a strange loop hiding in all of this, if you've watched our cognitive offloading video. The same AI tools raising anxiety about job security are also the tools workers are told to rely on more. Lean on AI to stay competitive, while also worrying that leaning on it too much might replace you. That contradiction alone is enough to keep anyone's nervous system on edge. Anxiety isn't distributed evenly across every industry or age group either. Younger workers and people in roles heavy on writing, analysis, or customer service report the sharpest concern. Skilled trades and roles requiring hands-on physical work report comparatively less immediate worry. That gap itself is reshaping how people think about which careers feel stable and which suddenly don't. Take a second and notice how your own body reacts just hearing all of this. Tight chest, a knot in your stomach, may be a mental list of everything you should be doing. That reaction is completely normal. Your nervous system isn't overreacting. It's responding to something real. Here's a genuinely useful question to ask yourself, instead of just sitting in the dread. If AI actually did take over half of your current tasks tomorrow, what would actually be left? For a lot of people, the honest answer includes judgment, relationships, and decisions no algorithm handles well yet. That's not nothing, even on an anxious day. Now, it's worth adding some real nuance here, because doom isn't the whole picture either. Some economists argue certain companies use AI as a convenient excuse for layoffs they were already planning. And major global forecasts still project AI will create tens of millions of new jobs by decade's end. To put a number on that more hopeful side, one major forecast projects nearly 80 million new jobs by 2030. Alongside the jobs AI eliminates, not instead of them. Nobody knows exactly how that balance will play out in any single industry or any single life. That doesn't erase the very real anxiety people are feeling right now. But it does mean the story isn't simply AI equals mass unemployment. Full stop. It's messier, uneven, and still very much being written. So what actually helps with this, on a personal level, right now? First, separate the fear from the facts, specifically for your own role, industry, and skills. Vague, generalized dread is much harder to manage than a specific, researched risk. Second, invest in becoming genuinely good at working alongside AI, not just worrying about it replacing you. People who treat it as a collaborator tend to report more confidence and less anxiety than those who ignore it. Third, protect your identity outside of work, deliberately. Relationships, hobbies, communities that have nothing to do with your job title. Fourth, talk about this openly, with coworkers, with friends, instead of carrying it silently. Shared anxiety, named out loud, tends to feel lighter than anxiety everyone's quietly carrying alone. Fifth, if this anxiety is affecting your sleep, your appetite, or your ability to function daily, that's worth bringing to an actual professional, not just pushing through alone. Many employers now offer mental health support specifically because this exact issue has become so widespread. This kind of anxiety isn't irrational, and it isn't a personal failing. It's a completely reasonable response to a genuinely uncertain moment in the history of work. But uncertainty and hopelessness aren't the same thing, even when they feel identical at 2 in the morning. The people who get through this well won't be the ones who felt no fear at all. They'll be the ones who let the fear inform real preparation instead of just quiet, constant dread. Work has always been tied up with meaning, for better and for worse, throughout human history. This moment is forcing a lot of people to ask what meaning looks like outside of a job title. That's an uncomfortable question to sit with, honestly. But it's also, for some people, turning into a genuinely useful one. If this named something you've been feeling but hadn't quite put into words, that's why I make this channel. I break down the psychology behind the technology reshaping our minds, our relationships, and now, our careers. So if you want more of this, go ahead and hit subscribe. Drop a comment and tell me honestly, on a scale of mildly concerned to genuinely losing sleep, where are you? I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.